Hey guys, welcome in this new video. I hope that all of you are doing great. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys what are the three most important elements to have in a good trade in order to have the highest probability possible to make money on this trade and therefore get good results over the long term. So I'm really excited to get into this video. So as always guys, just before that we start, please drop a like. I would really appreciate it. Once again, it helps me grow the channel. Make sure you are subscribed and let's just get right into it. So this video is not going to be very long. Essentially, as I said, I just want to share with you guys what are the three elements in the right order that you need to have in order to come up with a good trade. And I'm telling you guys, if you actually limit the trades that you take to only these opportunities, this is really something that will just boost your results and you will just improve so much. This is something that I do in my personal trading as well. I really limit every single trade that I take to only these criteria, and if they are all well respected, well, I know that I will have a higher probability to make money, and this is the reason why I've had really consistent results now for many years. So let's get right to it. So the first thing here that you need to respect is the fundamental analysis, right? So essentially, when you take a trade, right, you need to have everything lined up together. And when I say everything, well, the first part of that is really having a good fundamental analysis. So for example, if you trade currencies, well, the best thing to look for is to simply a monetary policy divergence between two countries, right? So let's say you want to trade the euro versus the US dollar. Well, if there is a big divergence between how they're going about their monetary policy in these two places, well, already in terms of fundamental analysis, it's a good reason to take a trade, for example, on the forex market. Or if you look at a commodity, well, ideally, right, you want an imbalance between the supply and the demand, which can create much higher prices or lower prices depending on which side it goes, right? So this is just an example, right? Of course, I'm making it quite simple for you guys to understand right now, but essentially, right, you need to have a really strong fundamental analysis before taking a trade. So that's the first thing. After that, the second aspect is the technical analysis, right? So once you have a fundamental analysis, right, let's say that you analyzed, I don't know, let's go with gold, okay? So let's say that you made your fundamental analysis for gold and that you expect the price to go higher because of whatever reasons that you have, right? Now, after that, the next thing to look for is the technical analysis. And essentially, right, what you're looking for is to see if the chart actually tells you the same thing as your fundamental analysis. So if you do the charts and if you look at them, right, you look at, you know, the trend lines, right, the support resistance, right, the moving averages, like whatever you use for your technical analysis, right, you need to look at that and to see if essentially, right, it gives you the same direction as your fundamental analysis. And so the technicals essentially, right, is really more for the timing aspect of the trade. This is one of the main mistakes, by the way, that most retail traders do. Okay, they look at technicals as a way to generate a trade idea, whereas a professional trader only use technical analysis as a timing function of a trade idea that they already had because of fundamentals, right? So that's a massive distinction. I've talked about this difference many times on my videos, but it's really, really important to understand. So you need to look at the technicals and essentially, right, you need to have a good technical setup that gives you the same direction as the fundamental analysis. And then the third thing that you need to look for is the momentum, right? So is there really a move that is happening right now that has a lot of strength into the move, right? If it just moves very slow, if nothing much is actually going on, then it might not be a good trade. It might not be a really trustable breakout if the move is quite slow and if, you know, there is no big reaction on the market, right? And so essentially, as I said, right, you need to have all of these things working together in order to have a really good trade. So these are the three key elements that you need to make sure of that you have within a trade, right? So fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and the momentum, right? And if you have these three things, as I said, your probability of getting a good trade has already increased so much. And if you really just focus on these three things, well, your trading will just improve dramatically. And then on top of that, you just need to apply risk management principles, and this is how you will be able to actually get consistent results over the long term. Now, of course, the big question here is how to actually do the fundamental and the technical analysis, right? And of course, there are multiple different ways, right, of how it could be done. There is not necessarily just one strict process, but as long as it follows, if you want, these few steps, I would say that this is already a really good foundation. And this is exactly what I teach in our coaching program, guys. And honestly, like, that's probably one of the main reasons why we have such a high success rate with our student. It's simply that I teach exactly the same process that any professional trader uses. And because of that, you already have access to the right information and exactly step by step what you need to do to actually come up with good results, right? And so after that, you just need to take action and to put in the work, right, to actually learn it and be able to do it yourself. But you already have access to the whole structure that is being laid out for you, and so it just simplifies everything, and it really just helps our member to get good results. And you know, guys, I post these results, right, every single week on my Instagram. If you follow me on there, right, you always see so many testimonials, right? And I don't post that to brag, I really just post that to show you guys how amazing it is and how just, you know, good you can become if you just do things seriously and if you learn from the right people, right? I'm not the only good resource, right? I don't have such an ego to think that, but as long as you learn from someone, right, who has proven their results and who follows this process, I think that good things can happen from there, right? So that's essentially the idea of the video, quite of a short one, but I just wanted to share with you guys this process. As I said, this is exactly the process that I follow as well in my trading, and this is the process that I teach to every single one of our students. And I'm telling you guys, it just gives amazing results if you really know how to do it. So I hope that this video was valuable for you guys. If it was, please leave a like on it. I would really appreciate it, and make sure that you share it around. And on that, take care, trade with care, manage your money well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.